So what we're going to learn is how to use vocabulary to understand and discuss probability, how to conduct probability experiments, which we'll look into tomorrow, and how to use concepts like impossible, unlikely, likely, and certain to make predictions about events. So one of our words is predict. When you think about probability, you have to predict what will happen. Unless you have figured out that it is certain or impossible, there is always a chance that the outcome may not be what you predicted. We can't be sure, but knowing about probability helps us have a good idea of what is more likely and less likely. Equal. When the chance of something happening is the same as it not happening, it has equal probability, or it is equally likely. If you flip a coin, you are equally likely to get heads and tails. Since there is an equal amount of red and blue on the spinner, it is just as likely to come up as red or blue. It is equally likely. Certain means that it must happen. We are absolutely 100% sure. We are sure that Las Vegas will still be in Nevada tomorrow. If there's only one possible outcome, it is certain. If the whole spinner is red, there is no other color but red, then we are certain the spinner will land on red. Impossible means that there is no way it can happen. It is impossible that you will turn into an elephant before lunchtime. If there is no opportunity for an outcome to happen, then it is impossible. If there is no red space on the spinner, it is impossible for the spinner to land on red. Likely means that there's a good chance it will probably happen. However, it's not certain. If it is dark and cloudy, then it is likely it will rain. The more opportunities there are for something to happen, the more likely it is. The more red spaces there are on a spinner, the more likely it is to land on red. Unlikely means there is a smaller chance it will happen. It's not impossible, but it's not probable. If it is warm and sunny and cloudless, it is unlikely it will rain. The fewer opportunities there are for something to happen, the less likely it is to happen. If there are fewer red spaces, it is unlikely that it will land on red. Less chances equals less likely. So now we are going to watch a short envision on probability.
Will an event happen? Think about this during the lesson. An event is likely if it will probably happen. It is unlikely if it will probably not happen. An event is certain if it is sure to happen. It is impossible if it will never happen. Look at the kinds of events described. Suppose that two students in the school are selected. What word describes the chance that they have the same birthday? It is unlikely. It is possible that any two students have the same birthday, but they probably do not have the same birthday. A possible result of a game or experiment is called an outcome. What are the outcomes of spinning this spinner? When you spin the spinner, the outcome might be blue, red, yellow, green, or a line. Why is it likely that you will spin red? It is likely that you will spin red because the biggest part of the spinner is red, so there is the greatest chance that the spinner will stop on red. Why is it unlikely that you will spin green? The smallest part of the spinner is green, so there is the least chance the spinner will stop there. What is an example of an impossible outcome? Purple is an impossible outcome because it is a color that is not shown on the spinner. Now you know how to determine if an outcome is likely, unlikely, certain, or impossible.
Okay, now I want you to go back to your Google Classroom and click on the Google Doc that says April 25th Math Probability. Okay, so you're going to be writing these down in your journal. The first part, you're going to use these words to fill in the blank. The next part is you're going to draw this, writing the words in, and try to think of at least 2 examples that would go under each. You can even write some ones that we've already discussed. Okay, then finally you're going to answer these questions using your word bank up here about each of these different spinners. If you complete all of these things before the end of class, you may go on to the Probability Technology Center that you see in your Google Classroom. Okay, everyone, have a great day, and I'll see you on Monday.